Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nuff Said Sports Podcast, episode 24. I repeat, episode 24. Uh, this is a big episode for us, and so it is for yourself. My name is Adam Dickens, and that is Trey Adams, and we are your mom's favorite podcasters. Believe it or not, text her about it, ask her about us. I'm pretty sure she's gonna say the same thing I just said. With that being said, Trey, how is your week, man?
Mono.
What?
Mono.
He's stupid. Exactly.
Oh shit. Oh, we just getting started. Got some good football tonight, hopefully. Don't fuck me, Green Bay. Week 4, well, week 5 was a shitty mix shit so far, but life goes on.
Absolutely. I found it a very weird sports week, in my opinion. But it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what actually happens. And with that being said, guys, cue the intro. All right, we are back. Pew, 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 pew.
I gotta get that on my stream deck for real.
We need a whole fucking DJ for the stream.
I need to put this on my stream deck. I got it sitting here and I don't use it. Stupid.
Right? Isn't that like $100?
Yeah, I've been had it for my. I got it for my gaming one. Yeah.
Well, put it to use. Like, what the fuck?
I'm a piece of shit. I said it. I know. Piece of shit.
All right. I'm highly disappointed in you. But anyways, let's get into the important stuff. You piece of shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Caleb Williams. First off, my man came out and said, "I'm gonna be making more money in college than I am if I go to the NFL next season. What's the point of me going?" I think he brings up a valid point. And I think, well, first off, I want to know your thoughts on it, and then does this create a problem for the NFL at all?
No, because it's a stupid point. Obviously, you can make more in college right now, and it's because of obviously what's been going on and how things change. And you're going to be on a rookie deal. So even then, the deal can be crazy if you go number one. You know how much number one overall picks make? But again, that's right now. You're talking about 1 year, and then it'll be increasing each year. So I think that's a stupid point. He pretty much said that because of certain teams he doesn't want to go to. Fuck you, kick rocks. You don't dictate that. But yes, he would make more money in the 1 year than he would if he got drafted. But again, he's saying that for the wrong reasons, not because of what we all think it is.
I disagree. I highly disagree with you. I think he's got a point. Like, I don't have, essentially what he's saying is, what am I benefiting from if I go to the NFL this year? And it's really nothing, because at the end of the day, we're talking about money. Like, think about
No,
it.
we're not.
We're talking about him more than we are the top. He's probably, as far as like topic of conversation, we're talking about him more than we are the bottom 15 of NFL quarterbacks. And he's winning in college football right now. He's more relevant in college football than if he went next year to, what's the team he may go to? I don't know, your fucking Broncos or my fucking Patriots. Like, like, he's more relevant there. He's not getting anything from it if he goes to the NFL at the moment. He's just not.
So you grow up to be a football player to make money or to be in the league? I'm confused. Or to do both.
Both. What you mean?
So what? Why wouldn't you? If anything, you want to expedite that. You don't want to just stay in college and make money in college. Who gives a fuck about college? Like, no, you want to be the superstar in the best football league in the world. Why not? What's the wait? I'm confused here.
What's the rush? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because you ain't getting no younger. What the fuck?
What do you? It doesn't matter about age. He's already pretty damn young. Well, I mean, what, he's been 2 years, 3 years. But I mean, they like it's no rush to go to the NFL and play for a bad team. Like, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes,
and,
it is.
And Angel Reese, or Angela Reese, however you say her name, for LSU, she said the same thing. I mean, granted, WNBA is a little bit
Totally two
different,
different things. Yeah, don't even. That's totally two different
but
things.
I
They
think
don't make any money there.
but
No
this is
money. That's a
starting to
difference.
become a problem for the NFL because now the top heavy talent, right, the big hitters are less likely to go to the NFL because you're already making the same amount of money. At the end of the day, we all live in a communism world, and money is the end all be all. He's still able to be a kid and still make just as much money, whereas the expectations for you as an adult obviously change a little bit when you go to the NFL. And it stops. He could literally be out the league if he comes into the NFL and sucks, right? In a matter of 2 to 3 years, maybe less than that, if he really is bad, like Bryce Young bad right now. Okay,
Mhm.
so if he just stays, he spends a year or two. I'm not sure his eligibility off the top of my head. Keep getting that money, son. The NFL will still be waiting for you. They'll still be licking your balls by the time you're
That's
ready
a
to go to
that's
the
a
draft.
pussy response. That is a pussy
No, it's not.
response. Like
Money
it,
rules
it
everything
that
around
that's
me.
like that's like saying
Pay
every
me the
top pick
money.
should just stay. That's like saying every top pick should stay in until they graduate so they can make more money. You don't see Marvin Harrison Jr. talking about something. Oh, I'm gonna stay in college to make money. No, because you know you're gonna make the same amount of money in the league. Let alone you're in the league.
Well,
Like
he
I
he
just
already got money. He got daddy's money, so he money really isn't a factor for him. He
mm,
wants to go to the NFL. Let's be honest.
everybody wants to go to the NFL. You don't play this game to not want to go to the NFL. You don't sit there and say my cap is college because I can make the same money. No, you can't make the same money. Let alone again, you're wasting time on your body. Injuries happen, all of that. So what are you waiting for? If it like it's like now it's all these stupid little antics that happen around this NIL crap, and it's just like again, that's his way of saying I don't want to go to certain teams. He doesn't want to go to Arizona when he first said that they was the worst team. Now it's like Denver and obviously the Panthers. I mean the Bears. He doesn't want to go there, so he can say that and hopefully not woo them into going there. But that's just a tactic. I don't believe it. I do not believe that.
Keep talking. I gotta plug something. But
And to even think that people want to just get straight kids, male dudes want to get to the college and then say, "Oh, I'm making the same money I could get in the league." No, you're not. Like you're lying to yourself because you know damn well by the time your rookie deal is over, you could be making 40, 50 million if you're a superstar, which he should be. They're saying his comparison is like Patrick Mahomes. Holy shit! If you're that good, why are you waiting? Don't procrastinate the time and the money.
okay, we good. I I get what you're saying, but to me, it's not all about just going to the NFL because you're already dominating. That's the issue. I but
He
at the
ain't
same
down.
time,
He
I
got the Heisman. He ain't win big nothing big. He won the Heisman, which is again obviously the biggest individual award. But his team ain't the best, so you can't. No, stop it. Stop it.
what do you? He's not playing for those awards. Let's be honest. He's just playing for the money. No, like people care about the Heisman, but like at the same time, somebody like Tebow who won the Heisman, you don't think he wish he could have stayed in in college a little bit longer after he found out how bad he was in the NFL? You don't think so? His money
No,
ran out
because you
real
don't.
quick. His money ran out
You
real
don't.
quick.
You don't know if you're gonna be bad in the league. How do you know that? If you question that, then you're not as good as you think you are.
It,
Seriously,
but
if you question that, you're not as good.
or you're delirious. To be, let's be honest.
No, 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 no.
Like,
Absolutely not.
you-
Absolutely not.
I think that this will become a problem because at the end of the day, people are players in across all the major sports are playing for money now. It's really not like you got like think about it. You got players, NBA players, who are willing, who could stay in the NBA and have a role playing um career, but they rather go overseas because they know they can dominate and they'll take and they can make more money over there, so they decide to go over there versus play in the NBA. This is essentially the same argument we're having right now.
Name one superstar that did that.
What do you mean? Not
Name
super.
one name.
I didn't say superstar. I was strictly talking about role player.
So
Playing for
so
the money.
nobody. So nobody's. I
I'm
get what you're
saying role.
saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But that's for the bums. The bums would do that. The best of the best, you're not gonna delay you playing against the best for the same amount. You're not gonna do that. You're not. And if you do that, you're not as good as you think you are. You're not the almighty superstar. You want people to worship you and to put you on a pedestal to feed your ego. By all means, if that's what you want to do, is okay. In the realistically, you just look down upon because again, you're the first person to ever do something like that just to stroke your ego. I guess if that's what floats your boat.
The logic you're using works if you truly love the game, such as the Kobe's, the people that are super nerdy. But not everybody has that mindset. Let's be honest.
Pussies.
Kobe talked about this, right? He talked about he played with a whole bunch of people. He was shocked how much they didn't love the game as much as he did. It's about the money, man. At the end, because these teams not gonna care about you. I guarantee you right now, USC cares more about Caleb than whatever NFL team he gets drafted.
How can you say that? You don't know where he would go.
I do. It doesn't matter. They like think
Yeah.
about how much. Oh, the Panthers really love fucking what's his name right now that they drafted.
They
Like
suck. It ain't him. They suck.
Exactly.
It ain't because of him. They just suck.
And they just wanted him just to be somewhat relevant. But okay, I feel like we're getting off track a little bit for this first topic. Let's keep it moving to the next.
Moving on to the Colts and Anthony Richardson. They finally got Jonathan Taylor back, and you thought that you got a good future ahead, at least for this game. And Anthony Richardson doesn't know how to slide. What's his impact on the Colts right now and long term of what this means for this team?
He's going through right now what Cam Newton is what Cam Newton learned after 5 seasons, right? That the you can't recklessly run through NFL players because it hurts. Like let's be honest, it hurts. And even though he's an athletic beast, it still catches up. In the wrong movement, the just a sudden turn can ruin everything. But I think, to be honest, what is underrated is Garner Minshew is very underrated at the moment. And we saw him play with the Jags. He balled the fuck out. Eagles slightly different scenario, but like whatever. And then he comes to this Colts team, and I was looking at the stats, and sure enough, every game that Garner Minshew has played significant snaps. I'm not talking like three. He had like 3 snaps last game, but before that, any game he's played significant snaps, they won. And I think you have to account for something. I do think at times certain teams respond better to certain quarterbacks. And unfortunately for Anthony Richardson, the best quarterbacks are the ones that are available. And him being reckless takes that out of this scenario. So I mean, do you think that the Colts miss him? Like, do you think they carry the Richardsons out? I mean, obviously he's the first round pick, but like, let's be honest, he wasn't that great in these first 5 games that the games he's been available.
I do think that again, it's the physical aspect obviously is there for him. I do think there is a different I don't know why, but I do see that the Colts get a different kind of jolt out of Gardner Minshew being on the field. You see it. Like the players are like they're up more energized, they're willing to sacrifice more, play harder, and you see it. I don't know why that is, because obviously if you sat there and said talent-wise, who's better, Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew, everybody's gonna say Anthony Richardson. And again, obviously, he still has some learning to do. He is a rookie, but how are you going to learn if you're injured and you're dealing with rehab and all this extra stuff all the time? You're not really learning the game as you should be because you don't want to go down or you want to try to run somebody over because you're 6'4". Take your ass down, go out of bounds. This is not college. And let alone, you really didn't do it that much in college. You was blowing by everybody in college. Now all of a sudden you want to take hits. his ass gonna turn to RG3 real quick with his career if he doesn't change that. And I hope that's not the case because I do like him. But I think
Yeah,
the Colts at this point, I think they do get worried. I do think they get worried.
I mean, you definitely have to worry. I think there's a certain level of accountability when it comes to Richardson and like playing the right way. Like, and there's also I'm looking at Steichen like y'all ain't talked about this yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is at this point is multiple times where he's got to come off the field, and no one's talked to this man about this. Like, that's why I'm looking at him just kind of strange, to be honest. I think it's I don't know. There has to be a conversation had, multiple conversations had, because if he's the future of this team, you can't let this happen over and over again. And so, while we're talking about the Colts, man, they finally broke down and they signed Jonathan Taylor to a damn contract that they argued for what 2 months at this point about signing
Mm-hmm.
him. They put up
Mm-hmm.
all that fuss just to sign him. So do you think Jonathan Taylor comes and has a significant season? Do we think this is going to be kind of irrelevant because it's almost about a quarter of a way into the season?
And I think it was a good signing. I do like the fit of that you have your identity moving forward, being Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson together. Um, Obviously the question is, can they freaking play together if Anthony Richardson doesn't learn how to freaking be a quarterback in the NFL? Because I think them two together could do so much damage. I think if you're a Colts fan, you have to be excited for both of them being. You have your quarterback and running back of the near future. Like I think you have to be excited for that. But again, if he can't stay healthy, it now you're Garner Minshew and Jonathan Taylor. I mean, again, it's not as that doesn't sound as much threatening. Um, but for him to get that deal done, I mean, he stuck to his guns and he got paid. What was it, 26 guaranteed off a 3-year deal? And it was
45
well,
or was it 48 for 3 years or something like that?
and 26 guaranteed. That's hey, I'll take for a running back. That's good money.
Yeah, that's amazing money. That I think that's a step below McCaffrey. I could be wrong about that, but it's somewhere in
That's fine. That's fine. That is
that
fine.
that stands, which I think it fits. I will say jumping back on the Minshew point because now he is the leader of the team because Anthony Richardson is going to be out for a month as an AC joint sprain. I don't know too much about that. I know a break is terrible, but the AC joint or dislocation, not break. But anyways,
Mhm,
um, I do think like the Minshew stuff is cool to it. Like, isn't like it's all like it's cool for like content and like let's joke about it. And he's the guy to like he's not playing that great. And then it's like emergency button, hit it, hit it, hit it. Like then that's the real issue. I think that comes to be. Um, I that that's something we need to look forward to, and hopefully Zach Moss isn't a scrub because he was the starting running back, I believe, and he
mhm,
played damn good. Last week with Minshew in. So let's see how he responds with Jonathan Taylor. If they got a dual running back situation going, that'd be great to have, especially with Richardson out. Um, let's talk about Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, where me and you both lived a good portion of our lives, North Carolina. There's a lot of Panthers shit talking this team, and I don't blame them because you've started 0-5. But I think what's more interesting is the comments that Frank Wright came out and said regarding his team as head coach. He said that they aren't. What did he say? They aren't in a rebuild despite starting 0-5. If you're a Panthers fan, are are you starting to get really worried? Where are we kind of at? Because you did take Bryce Young with your first pick overall.
If this wasn't a sign of denial, I don't know what the fuck is at this point because that is clear denial. What do you mean you're not in a rebuild? Again, I know that wasn't probably your intentions because you thought it was going to start off. You was going to start off better, but you can't be 0-5 and sit there and say we're not in a rebuild. Um, Let alone you haven't even re-signed your star defensive end at this point, and he could be a free agent at the end of next year, at the end of this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, I've heard
Unless you
rumors.
so I'm confused on what you're talking about. Again, I know you don't want to give off to the other teams that y'all are selling at the deadline, if that's the case, which that could be the tactic here. But let's we all are very clear that the Carolina Panthers are one of the worst teams in the league, and they're definitely in a rebuild right now. If you say otherwise, you might need to stay off the drugs.
I 100% agree with you. I think that the head coach, you have to be oblivious to this. There has to be a feeling that you're, even though it's your first year, you're losing the team. Let's be honest. Like the team, bro, they not sticking up for you the way that you think you're sticking up for them. And
Yeah.
if you don't think you're a rebuild when you're 0-5, you're 3 games behind everybody in your division, and you're just like this. I feel like he is an older guy, so like I think this man is just like coming home every night, just sitting in the recliner, just like fucking passing out. He's I guess I'll go back to work
Drinking
now.
one of these, yeah, drinking one of these. What the
Facts. Like he's just like probably sitting in his tidy whities watching like old episodes of MASH or some shit, or Grey's Anatomy, whatever the hell.
the
Uh,
Andy Griffin show? Fuck out
yeah,
of here! Like,
that's a throwback. Reruns of the Prices Right. Uh, I just he seems oblivious to things. And it's probably time to hang it up. He was one step in retirement before he took on this team anyway. Um, yeah, man, I feel bad for Panthers fans because it feels like it's always this until like there's not another Cam Newton coming to save you guys. Unfortunately, and you guys traded McCaffrey, so like, and poor Adam Thielen or Thielen. How do you say it? I say Thielen, but Thielen. This old ass fucking white guy receiver
he's
is
balling.
just
He's balling. He out there putting up numbers. I was like, oh, look at Adam. Go ahead.
he is balling, but it's like, man, I don't think he expected this. Like, I think he always thought he was gonna be like the number 2 on the team, which he probably should be, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, let's move on. Let's keep it going.
I'm actually going to throw this back at you because I really didn't see this whole next topic, so I'm gonna throw it back on you.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're good. So pretty much after a touchdown or after the game, after the 49ers blew the Cowboys the fuck out, George Kittle pulled up his jersey and his pads, and he had a shirt that said "fuck Dallas" on it. And I would try. I don't know if you're on board, but I'm gonna say this anyway. This is a pro yeah, a pro fuck Cowboys podcast. I don't know if you knew this.
No, it is not. No, it is not. Whoa, whoa. Speak for yourself. Wait a minute.
Okay, I am a pro fuck Cowboys type of podcaster on this show, and we're gonna keep it this way. So shout out to Kittle, man. 3 touchdowns, 3 catches. Just catching tutties all day. I think well, some people pretty much he'll probably be fine for it. I wouldn't doubt if he is fine because it's the no fun league at times. And that's what happens. I do say, like, I think us watching football and being used to it, like it's normal stuff. But some people question how appropriate this was for national television, and it was probably the most watched game of the week. Okay, you're a dad. I'm a dad. Do we really care about this? Like, if it pops up on TV or it happens, do you feel like you wouldn't mind your kids seeing this? I mean, it kind of depends on you as a parent or just person in
Exactly, and you pretty much answered it. I can't speak for other people or other parents, but again, it's just it is it is it's a sports and it has to be entertaining. That is definitely entertaining. It obviously puts some more spice on their rivalry because in their historic rivalry. Um, it just adds to it a little bit more if you think about the history of that between these two teams. Um, but again, would I sit there and say, no, oh my God, my son is watching this game and he saw the shirt and it spelled it out? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't really give a rat's ass. But I could see how, again, other people would feel about it, not wanting that to be on national television. Let alone, again, it was definitely a primetime game. Um, Somebody of his caliber who you probably wouldn't expect to do that as well, because he is a little bit more of a he is a showman. I will say that he is a showman, but he does it in a respectful way. He's more of a jokester. But for him to have that, I can. I mean, I can't. You one of the best tight ends in the game, so I can't say much. But
Hey,
your true colors a little bit coming out.
I'll fuck with it. I fuck with it. A lot of people don't know he's like super into the WWE. Like every now and then
Hmm.
he'll
Hmm.
go ringside and kind of hop in on some of the antics on the WWE. And he's just a big wrestling guy. So I think this kind of carries over. Like this is his personality. We don't
Exactly.
really get to see it that much, but I do like stuff like this. I'm a pro anything for entertainment when it comes to my sports. Like who gives a fuck? Like you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to go stand on your moral compass, like I don't know, on the Oprah show or some shit. Um, I th- to kind of bring this back to the subject. This is a little outside tangent, outside of football. But a lot of people know I moved to Virginia or whatever, and so like the commercials that have been popping up on TV, split like Hulu and stuff like that. My son alone, just we were watching like some anime together and shit, and in one day he's asked me about abortions because it's like political season or whatever commercials. He's asked me about abortions, what abortions are, and he asked me about like what fentanyl is because of the fucking political commercials that are popping up on fucking Hulu. And I'm like, bro, I'm this shit is stressing me the fuck out. Like I can't, like I don't you like we didn't think about this stuff as teenagers or kids. But like, bro, I don't need my son asking me because at the end of the day he comes to me, right? And if I say, okay, well, we're not going to talk about it, then he goes ask the teacher at school, or he asks, you know what I'm saying, another random ass adult or another kid. And like I'd rather give him an answer than his teacher or someone else that might not give the answer I would want him to understand. So like when it comes to football, I don't care. But when it comes to fucking commercials, like keep my fucking kids out of it. Like you don't have to run on like fucking anti fentanyl or like anti abortion or pro abortion fucking commercials for your shit. I'm so tired of it. But
This is
it
Adam's rant of the week. What the fuck is happening? What the fuck?
it just made me think of it. I don't know. I connected it. I've been thinking about this shit all day. To be honest with you, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, two about the commercials. It's like I can't. Like, I can control what shows my kids watch for the most part, right?
Mm.
But I can't control commercials. Like, commercials just fucking pop up whenever they want, and I can't like on Hulu or something. I can't like fast forward it. You know what I
I
mean?
get
So
you.
like we have to literally sit there through it like every fucking time, and like it'll keep coming up abortion, abortion, like literally every time. Anyways, back to sports. Okay, we're getting back to it. Oh, what?
Pat, I want you to clip that and start it off with Adam's rant of the week. And that's to be the start of that clip.
um, have mercy. Anyways, let's get back to talking about San Fran and the Cowboys. What was your main takeaway from this game? Between two really good teams is what we both thought coming into this game with teams with good records.
It puts it humbles Dallas even more and makes them realize that they're not able to compete with the best of the best, or the best in the league rather. Again, their record could say something otherwise, but it kind of shows that they're not able to compete with the at least San Fran. I'm not going to speak for the Eagles because again, that's a division rival, so that's different. Um, but it kind of shows their weaknesses in the sense of um, a team that's able to adjust on the fly, a team that can score and play defense. Again, a well balanced team. It kind of showed what their limitations are as a team and what they need to work on in order to be considered as a Super Bowl contender in the NFC. That's what I took from this. Um, Again, after that first drive, after the scoring drive by Dallas, the one touchdown they had with Turpin, I was like, okay, this is something. And then I never said Dallas probably for the rest of the game unless it was like y'all ass. So other than that, it was like, what am I watching? The play calling was atrocious. Like the pass game was working early, and then they kept trying to force running, and I was just like, just throw the ball, throw the ball. It was working. And it bothered me that McCarthy is in this boat again where people are questioning the play calling. You are a seasoned coach. Why in the hell are we questioning your play calling and you're the one calling the plays? I just don't get it. And I think at this point, it's only going to go down here for them when they play elite teams. Um, but that's my Dallas spill. I don't know if you have a Dallas spill or not, but what did you take from the 49ers side of things before
Well,
you get to, because I know you have something to say about them. I know you do. I just
you
forgot. You're pro fuck Dallas.
you know I have a Dallas rant, and we just got done talking about abortions, and I really think that Dallas fans should like give a abortion to like this Dallas Cowboys thought of that they could win a fucking Super Bowl, because this proves everything I already thought. Like you said, it humbled them. Why would you think you had a chance in the first place? Like you shouldn't be humble. I already knew this is what it was. Like I knew Dallas's place. Like they are really good against teams that they can pass rush on, and that is kind of a fault to Micah Parsons, where he is not good against the run, and it just is what it is. And teams that he's forced to have to run stop, he's bad at. And teams know now, okay, well, let's rush the ball, especially good rushing teams, at Michael Parsons. And he's gonna struggle. He's gonna get caught with a couple double blocks in ways that he didn't expect. Whatever it is, he's gonna struggle. I also think this, like, to me, like, this is everybody was surprised, but like I'm like I thought this was the gap between somebody like the Cowboys and the 49ers. Like I thought I thought the 49ers were gonna be this fucking good. I don't expect the Cowboys to be this good. And the fact that we talked for 2 weeks straight about Dak Prescott's turnovers.
Mhm.
Bro threw an interception. I promise you, I've never seen an uglier interception in my life. It literally just hung in the air, and I don't even know who he was throwing it to because no one was over there. And a 49ers player just came casually and just called it like as if he was fucking a receiver on their team. Like it was such a ugly. It was a couple ugly interceptions. I'm just like, what the fuck are you thinking? I'm like, what year is this for Dak? Like year 7, something like that. 6, 7, 8.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It has been a minute.
And you're still having games like this. I hate to say it's time to move on because at the end of the day, like for Cowboys fans, like who are you going to move on to? Like if we're being real, but I just know Dak's not the answer to whatever the Cowboys really want, which seems like a Super Bowl. But we already kind of see he's not the guy. Like I don't know, he's not going to change all of a sudden to be someone that he hasn't been in these first few years of him being a quarterback. He's been in the league for a while now. I also think that, man, the 49ers are playing chess when everybody else, the entire NFL, is playing checkers. Like, to me, this showed why the 49ers offense is so good because you can make a team like Dallas fight on the runs so much that when it comes to the passes, wide the fuck open, right? That's the whole point of the San Francisco offense is pretty much creating delusion and using the same formations for the same uh run and pass plays. Like this is what they're supposed to do, and Dallas completely let them. You're missing Trayvon Diggs, but even if he was back, you wouldn't help. That wouldn't solve your problems. Let's be honest. But let's move on to this London game that we had. The Jags upset the Bills, and starting to think I should have went with my first gut reaction that we talked about last week, and I should just went with it. But you persuaded me, and I was like, "Oh fuck it, it's probably gonna happen. The Bills are gonna win." Trey kind of sounded kind of convincing. So tell me your takeaway on that. Is it are the Jags just are they better than Bills, or Was it because the Jags had a couple weeks in London and they were used to everything by now?
I don't think the Jags are better than the Bills. I just think again the Bills just play bad. They just play bad, and it was more so their it was obviously it was just Josh Allen. He did not have a good game in my opinion. Um, and I just think the Jags. We said this last week. This was a do or die game for them. They needed a game on their. I know this ain't college, but they needed one on their resume that said we can beat an elite team. We can do this. This is how we're supposed to play, and we don't have to wait till the playoffs to do it, like the first round to say we can do this in the regular season. They needed this win. This was a do or die game for them, and I think and I'm hoping this dub is able to translate into more dubs back to back. I'm hoping that now they are able to be more they are able to show that repetition in regards to beating good teams and destroying teams that they're supposed to beat. That's their issue. They play down to their competition. They can't do that. If you're supposed to be a good playoff contending team, you're supposed to show why. They did that this past weekend, and I think now moving forward, they know what they have to do. Give the ball to fucking ETN. The guy is a beast, and he had a great game. Finally, and I just think now you know what you have to do. Now, if they stick to it, only time could tell. But I do think they are they have the right idea moving forward, or after that one game, let's see if they do it. Let me say that. I ain't gonna say moving forward. They know what to do. Let's see if they stick to the game plan.
I see what you're saying. I am pretty pissed that like I had it all figured out last week, and then last second I just pivot from all the reasons in my head that they were gonna win, and I had it figured out. You know, London is a home game for them. I'll repeat it this week. London is a home game for them. So if they are playing, they are gonna win, and that's just what it is. Also, I said it. Tre'Davious White was out for the Bills. He's out for the season. The secondary is really beat up. They're missing pass rushers such as Miller, and another one I can't think of at the moment. They had every reason to lose. Again, the Jags had 2 weeks to pretty much live in London, and they were used to it at that point. Like I think you have so many reasons why the Jags won, and damn it, they pulled it out. Now, I don't think this will keep up just because we've seen them be so inconsistent. I do think you do have a point about ETN and trying to get that. I think he is the spark, and it's so funny based on personality because Trevor Lawrence is like not the most exciting fucking guy to hear talking, and so I think that kind of translates to football of like ETN is that spark. He's the to get things going. I do think you have a point. Um, but let's keep moving on. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are off to a 3-1 start. They had a bye week this week, I believe. And they're after coming off a bye week. They're hot right now, 3-1. Do we think they continue to have this for the rest of the season, or is this just like a fib, a hot start? What type of team is this for the rest of the season?
I mean, let's be real. That division is one of the worst in the league. We talked about it obviously on on this podcast before that if you got 6 games in this division and your division is trash, that's at least 6 games you're expected to win. Um so I do think that they can be a playoff team. I'm not sure how far they can go and depending on how that would the seeding would play out. But I do think, I mean, at this point, go Baker.
I
Come on, you
I
knew that was coming. You knew that was coming. Come on.
I thought it was
Come
coming
on.
a
You
lot
forgot.
earlier, but
You forgot. You forgot.
you gave me the pump fake. I guess you could say I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. You give me the hezzy. I, I'm I'm not sure. Like I see
That's
Baker
it.
Mayfield
That's
in this
cool.
in the same light as like Garner Minshew. For me, I see him in the
Here we go.
same light. It's hot when it's hot, and it's not when it's not, and that's just a fucking fact. But at the end of the day, he is surrounded by a lot of weapons, including that defense. and obviously he's got his offensive weapons that everybody knows about. Um, and so if they can use him not in the same sense, but like in the same way as like Brock Purdy, where has all these weapons around him and he just uses them in like he's the orchestrator. If he can keep doing this without having to overextend himself or put the team on his back essentially and just kind of like let him just use these weapons and ride on the backs of all the talent that's around him, they have a fucking chance. And I mean, I do think if they have, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to tease y'all a little bit. Uh, but they have a chance. He just you can't ask more of Baker than what should be asked. And he's not an MVP candidate, but he can be a team a team manager essentially. A game manager is what he can be at. Last topic, so we can go ahead and get the hell out of here. Um, let's talk about this Chiefs Broncos Thursday night preview coming up. And what we think about this because even though it's fucking Monday night, the Chiefs versus the Broncos, I wouldn't do that necessarily. I wouldn't do it. I've got a little bit of a logic. I don't think that Taylor Swift will be showing up to this game. Um, because of certain reasons I'll get to. But yeah, how do we think those will go? And after we get to the end, we'll briefly talk about something else real quick regarding the Broncos. But go ahead.
I do. I think they do what the Broncos always do when they play Kansas City. They play up until about halftime, and then they get shitted on about coming out of the half. They look like shit, and then it ends up being like a blowout at the end of the game. Because if you know the history between Denver and the Chiefs, obviously they're on the 14 or 15 game losing streak against them, and Patrick Mahomes has never lost to the Broncos. Um, that's a fucking fun fact. So we apparently he can't lose to them. He owns us like how he owns them the same way Aaron Rodgers owned Chicago back with the Green Bay Packers. So with that being said, it's going to be a good game up until halftime, maybe even right before halftime, and then the Chiefs pull away like they normally do, and they could fucking play their bench. And at that point, the Broncos just sell everybody and trade everybody the following week.
That's what everybody keeps saying. And I could see it happening. I mean, like this, we all know what's gonna happen in this game. Like Chiefs are gonna win. Like I'm not even gonna talk about it. I mean, I do think it would be a little bit more of a struggle because Travis Kelsey is more than likely gonna be out. I don't see a
Yeah.
scenario where he plays. He's got some type of injury. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Ankle. It's like a high ankle sprain. But again, why would you play him if you don't need Travis Kelsey to beat us? That's how bad our team defense is. Let alone that's how
I'm not
bad our
gonna
defense
argue on
is.
that. But I'm not gonna argue. Like, but I mean, well, let's talk about it. Last week's win because you're a Broncos fan. I don't care. We can keep talking about 'em. But that was okay. Which is worse? And I think this is a really good topic, and we're not going to talk about it for too long. But what's a worse way to lose the game? Okay, be the Patriots and get completely blown out by the fucking New Orleans Saints. Okay, from top to bottom, it was a Saints game, right? And your quarterback plays like shit the whole fucking game. Or be the Broncos and lose. Who did you guys play?
The Jets.
The Jets, and then lose on like a last second strip fumble that got went for a touchdown. Which one is the and it's a competitive game, and lose at the last couple seconds.
I would have to say the blowout only because for me as a Broncos fan, obviously my whole life, right now I'm immune to them fucking up. So I'm waiting for the fuck up. At this point, I don't expect Russell Wilson to go down the field and drive and score. Like again, even the Hail Mary game where they got the Hail Mary and then they didn't get the 2-point conversion. I was not expecting them to get that because I expect them to fuck up. That's how bad the Denver Broncos are right now. And I don't. I knew something was going to happen, and when it happened, it wasn't. Oh my god, I'm going to go punch the TV. It's like, there it goes. That's the team we all know. Like, and it's sad. That's how sad it is.
Well, I don't know which is worse too. Is like you come off the field, and obviously it was a bad play by Russ, He's getting fucking killed by Sean Payton, like publicly, like in front of everybody. Which, granted, he probably should have. But then you also get someone like Mac Jones who keeps getting replaced by what's that kid's name?
Zap,
I'm blinking right
mhm.
now. What's his name? Fuck, shit.
Zappy, Zap,
Yeah,
whatever
it's
the
a
fuck his
fucking
name.
Zappy. I don't know why I talk about him every fucking week. But yeah, fucking Zappy. And then like they're Mac Jones is the starter. I'm like, bro, what the what? Like, and then Bill Belichick refuses to like publicly like get it at fucking Mac Jones. But if it was Tom Brady, the fucker would go off on Tom Brady randomly in a fucking post conference or subliminally, whatever, but won't do it with Mac Jones. And you keep riding behind this guy. So like I don't know which one is the worst scenario to be honest. And it's like at this point, I feel like my team and your team is like having the Caleb fucking what's his name war. Fucking Caleb Williams
Caleb Williams
fucking
sweepstakes.
sweepstakes. Like I don't really fucking get it, man. All
Yeah,
right, it's good.
I totally feel you on that one. I totally feel you. Like I said, I'm not surprised. I don't expect anything from this game other than Russell having his last game with Cortland Sutton. I know Jerry Judy's about to be going. I know they're definitely going to trade him because of the value you could get back for him. So this is definitely going to be his last game as a Bronco. I'm calling it now. Um, they keep saying Patrick Surtain. They're not trading that motherfucker. He's too good to let him go.
Yeah.
They if they trade him, they will want, sad to say, like 2 first rounds back or first round in a second. That's how good he is. They're not letting him go.
Not only
But
that, you could get so much for him because he's still in his fucking rookie contract. So you get the rights for him for the extension if you really wanted to.
my point. That's why you're not. It might be Justin Simmons' last game as a Bronco, and he deserves to be playing for a contending team. I respect Justin Simmons as a person. I like his character, but I could see him going to. I'm trying to think of a team off the top of my head that needs a safety, but any playoff contending team that could benefit from his services, expect them to go after him and offer a second and a third round pick for him, or multiple. And I can see Denver saying, "Here you go," because they just need to. They got to deal with this Russell Wilson salary cap situation. They're stuck with it, so they need everybody else around him going until they fucking decide what they're gonna do with him. So until that, fire selling Denver.
Well, at least you
I
guys
do.
have assets that you can fucking sell. We ain't got shit. Like ain't got shit. We're fucking signing fucking burnt toast fucking cornerbacks that we already had fucking used
That you
picks.
had, you guys did just get J.C. Jackson back. You
Fuck
did.
Christ. Like, oh, let's wait till he gets burned every fucking week and then we sign him. Like, oh, you guys are fucking geniuses. Fucking Bill Belichick.
Oh,
All right. Well,
G
let's
and
get the
Bill.
fuck out of here, guys.
One
Uh
last thing before we
go
get
ahead, go,
off.
go.
Before we get off, we do got the Monday night game tonight. We got the Packers and the Raiders. Um, obviously, if you damn, can't get the words out. Packers and Raiders. Obviously, I'm going for the Packers. Being close friend Russell Douglas is playing. Hopefully, he fucking doesn't make me look like shit. But special announcement: he will be on the podcast. We will set a date. We will set a date within the next week during their bye week, and he will be on here. It is confirmed. So please chime in, tell everybody, spread the word. But again, we will have a special guest in the next week or so. So I just wanted to put that out there. Go Packs.
We're gonna have to redo this announcement because I want it way bigger than what the fuck we just
Oh
did, and
yeah, definitely,
I
definitely,
wasn't
definitely,
fucking prepared for it. Plus, it's
definitely.
nice if we can put the fucking time and the date into the clip. That would be fucking. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for it. Big things coming on the show. Really getting where we need to go. We got a new intro song coming soon. A whole bunch of things. We're gonna start getting more clips out. Hopefully, and really get this thing going because I'm tired of waiting on shit. So, anyways, good show, guys. Trey, any last words before we go?
Uh, no, not this moment. Fuck y'all. Go watch Monday Night Football. Have fun.
Absolutely. Drank a couple beers for me because I got work tonight. Anyways, make sure you check out the Dress Out commercial at the end of this video. Check their website out. Check Instagram out. Also, check Signers Wave out. They did the intro song. Both great companies. Definitely check them out. So that's it, guys. Get fucked up. Watch football. We'll see you next week. Keep this thing going, man. Peace out. Woo.